Hello, my name is Devin Phillip. This presentation will highlight the details of my research project, which involves measuring the effectiveness of digital literacy training techniques. First, I would like to give a quick introduction as to what exactly digital literacy is. If we take a look around us, we see that the digital technologies are being utilized in many aspects of our lives. This includes all the computers and web tools used in schools, but also at home and for personal use. With new mobile apps, browser extensions, and other innovative technologies being developed every day, it is important that we understand how to effectively use these tools and to use them safely. This involves judging the trustworthiness of these tools, as many cyber criminals try to trick people into giving them money or access their computer by exploiting user trust in software programs. The knowledge and skill to do all of this can be attributed to digital literacy. One definition of digital literacy that I chose to envision for my research is a person's confidence and ability to use digital devices and the internet to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information. At this point, it seems that digital literacy is an important skill to have. However, research hasn't yet identified the best ways to train people in these skills. One of the methods that stood out during my research was a practice in which teachers would be trained on digital literacy, and they would then model these skills to their students and incorporate their learnings into their instruction. Even though that sounds straightforward, there hasn't been much research done to say how exactly to provide this training to the teachers. Before jumping into my project and claiming that digital literacy instruction is in fact needed, I had to base that claim on research. Even outside of the realm of education, governments are taking notice of the digital trend and taking steps to improve their citizens' proficiencies. In New Zealand, the Ministry of Education launched a strategy that recognized the need for its citizens to be digitally fluent. In the Netherlands, researchers surveyed Dutch citizens on their ability to use and interact with online government services. They found that a large portion of the population lacked the digital skills to understand and effectively interact with government services, and they recommended a plan for digital literacy improvement. To get some ideas of how to measure a participant's digital literacy skills, I looked to existing research to find possible methods. One method used to assess digital literacy levels was to survey participants and ask them how they perceived certain aspects of their digital skills. However, people may not always know the exact level of their skills and may skew the data by over or under reporting. Another method was to start with a questionnaire to get a baseline of their perceptions, and then administer a multiple choice assessment on general computer and digital knowledge. A third method focused less on how well participants can perform a task and instead looked at the frequency of certain behaviors. These behaviors are associated to practices that are considered examples of a digitally literate user. Being able to effectively measure digital literacy skills is essential, but the focus of this project is figuring out how to best improve those skills. Some of the practices currently suggested are not effective and not based on research. One of the methods I found for improving these skills was to focus on experiential learning. In one example, an online college course used an experiential approach by incorporating aspects of digital literacy into both the content of the course and the experience of accessing and interacting with the online features of the interface. Another experiential example saw students participate in a stop-motion film exhibit where they learn about the filmmaking process while creating a stop-motion film of their own. The results showed that students improved their knowledge of the subject and also demonstrated improved digital and filmmaking skills through the submission of their own film. At the administrative level, schools are also developing plans to integrate digital technology and literacy into all aspects of education, and in addition to their current literacy instruction. For my project, the research question is, does K-12 teacher participation in an online digital literacy program affect their performance on a digital literacy assessment? And the hypothesis to accompany that question is that teachers who participate in the online digital literacy program will score higher on a digital literacy assessment than teachers who did not participate in the program. At this time, I am still in the planning phase of the project. Therefore, the remainder of the slides contain how I plan to carry out the research and what I hope or expect the results to show. The participants in my study will all be teachers from my school district, Anthony Wayne. I will use a systematic sampling technique where I will list all the teachers by ascending grade level and then alphabetically in each grade. Participants will then be selected at a random interval throughout the list. This will help to ensure that the sample is spread out among the grade levels to best represent the characteristics of the district population. Participants would then be randomly assigned to either be in the control group or the experimental group. The study will be that of a quantitative, post-test only control group design. This means that the data will all be close-ended and numerical, and that each group will take an identical test after the experimental group completes the training program. The post-test only control group was chosen so that the validity concerns were mitigated by including a control group, and so that participants couldn't discuss with each other after taking a pretest and determine who was in which group. The quantitative data will be collected by a single post-test of various question types, such as true or false, multiple choice, and select all that apply. The independent variable is participation in the digital literacy program, making it a categorical variable with a yes or no value. The dependent variable is a participant's numerical score on the post-test, making it a quantitative or continuous value. The test will be developed, administered, and analyzed using Google Forms. The questions on the post-test will pertain to knowledge on digital practices, all of which will have been discussed in the program. These are two examples of the types of questions that would be on the test. Participants who were assigned to the experimental group will be given a number of days to complete the program. After that time, both groups will be sent an email with a link to the post-test and given another set of days to complete the test. Results and automatically generated graphs from the test will be downloaded from Google Forms. Mean scores of the two groups will be compared and will form the basis of whether or not the hypothesis should be accepted. The results that I hope to see from this study would be that the mean scores of the experimental group are higher than that of the control group. Additionally, I would want to analyze each of the subgroups categorized by the method of instruction used in the program. Although it is not currently the focus of the study, that could tell me which parts of the program were the most effective. If the results do turn out the way I hope, then exploring the individual instruction methods that showed the most improvement could be an opportunity for future research. Finally, here's a list of the references used in this presentation. Thank you all for watching.